Survivor Series War Games is coming up.
War Games!
I'm gonna do some early predictions here. Let's go through every champion that we've got for WWE and figure out where they could be on the card, if they even make it to War Games. The first thing that we can predict is that we're gonna get Bloodline versus Bloodline. Now, I'm recording this right before Crown Jewel, so probably half wrong on this. Main event of War Games really does feel like it's going to be Roman's Bloodline versus Solo's Bloodline. Solo's got his tickets, he's ready to go. Sammy will be conflicted, double-crossed somehow, but ultimately he will come back and reunite with his buddies of the Bloodline and take on the new ones. Now, depending on what happens at Crown Jewel, I think that you will have, one way or another, you will have The Rock make another appearance at Survivor Series. Last year's Survivor Series was a good one. We got Randy Orton return that was announced, and then you had the very big surprise of CM Punk. So we got a 1-year anniversary of Punk coming back. We'll talk about Punk in a second, but I do think that they're gonna be another big surprise. Survivor Series is like new WrestleMania season when they kick things off. And I think that they are going to want to have The Rock make an appearance. I believe there's also reports going on online that Rock is going to get more involved in WWE now going into WrestleMania. Wouldn't be shocked if he came out at the end, dummied everybody. Now, who would win? Let me know in the comments, but I kind of feel like New Bloodline needs to beat Team Roman, maybe by the hands of The Rock. Rock could just come down towards the very end of War Games and just start dishing out rock bottoms to people and then giving Solo the victory on like Sami Zayn. I'm torn though because it's Roman and Roman doesn't lose. And I really feel like New Bloodline, they ain't strong enough to beat this old Bloodline. And people are gonna want that big like happy moment. So maybe they're gonna do one like they did with Punk last year because he had the babyface go over in last year's War Games match. Maybe you do kind of the same thing and then at the very end, boom, final boss music hits, comes down and lays out everybody. So the final boss and New Bloodline's left standing hall. There's my prediction for that. Okay, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes.
I have to finish.
Don't think he's in War Games. Would have thought that a little while ago, but they are pivoting Mr. Rhodes away from Bloodline, at least for now. And I'm glad to see that. I think that what you get at War Games is the one-on-one match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship. Randy Orton, I predict, gets taken out via injury and maybe shows up at the end of War Games. Maybe he gets involved in the match and either turns on Cody or turns on both of them and RKO's both the guys. I could see that. Randy just being like having enough. No, I don't think Kevin Owens gets the title. But I think they are going to tell a really compelling story leading up to this with the 3 guys so that you get Survivor Series and you get the one-on-one match of Owens and Rhodes. You could do like Randy Orton special guest referee. That'd be kind of fun. They've been doing a lot of special ref matches lately. But Randy Orton getting involved. Personally would love it if Orton came out at the end and looking like he was going to help Cody Rhodes. Get a classic ref bump in there. And then Randy turns around and bam, RKO to Kevin Owens. And then he picks up Cody and Cody's like, oh man, thank you, Mr. Viper. And then bam, he hits him with an RKO. And everyone goes, oh my gosh. And then Cody ends up like, he falls down and he lands on Kevin Owens for the 3 count. I don't know, but they could set up Randy, Cody that way, triple threat. You start making things a little bit more interesting going into Mania. Gunther, your world heavyweight champion. Gunther, I think the reports are, I say reports, but online people, the internet is saying that it's gonna be CM Punk versus Gunther. At least I even see my comments of the channel here, which by the way, hit subscribe if you guys like the channel here. Hi, I'm Matt, good to see ya. So Gunther and Punk, let's do that. I'm gonna say that's gonna be the Survivor Series match. Punk comes back and he says, I am now coming for Gunther. I want that title. He teased it on Raw one time and then Drew still got involved with him. Gunther, I think, is gonna have like just these challengers. He's gonna have people coming up and he's just gonna keep just batting them off left and right. So let's do Punk versus Gunther at Survivor Series War Games. You got a couple of weeks to build that thing. Now, do you have Drew McIntyre get involved? Maybe. I think you give Drew a break, keep Drew off until like Royal Rumble return. Then you could redo Punk and Drew in the Rumble. An interesting one. Liv Morgan. What do you do with Liv? Rhea is now out with injury. They are either not going to do a match. Are they going to do any type of Judgment Day War Games match? I don't think so, unless you are going to just mash together some kind of team. Because it would have been cool originally to do like Rhea, Damian Priest, and I don't even know who. But they get other friends, and then they go up against Judgment Day. Like Rhea would need a friend, so she could fight Raquel. So they could use, I would have liked that. but we're not gonna get that now. You gotta have Judgment Day represented at WarGames, don't you? I'm gonna say for right now, Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. Becky returns, they put her in there to tag in for Rhea, and they get that big superstar match at WarGames, and Liv retains. Liv does not leave without the world title. She goes probably till Mania, like it or not, and keeps that belt so then they could do the Rhea Liv match. Otherwise, I don't see it. Like, I don't see who else you're gonna use. I want them to elevate other stars. Elevate Zelina Vega. Give her a title program, but they just don't do that. Nia Jax. Okay, Nia Jax is in an interesting spot because there's a lot of people involved. I don't want it to be Bayley. Maybe it's gonna be more clear cut once things settle down, and maybe it's gonna be Tiffany versus Nia one-on-one. Or maybe they're not gonna have a match at Survivor Series. You could do here so I don't see like Nia and Tiffany doing one-on-one match because she's got the Money in the Bank. And I don't want to see Bayley again for like a third time. It'll work. And Naomi and Nia one-on-one, meh. Right now, it just doesn't feel like it's gonna work. They could do one of two things here. Fatal 4-way. You could put all 4 people in a match because then they all got beef with each other. And it's not Tiffany's cash in, but she's just kind of put in there. Or option 2, you could do a WarGames. Now, does that put 2 SmackDown matches on WarGames? Yeah, sure, that's fine. But you get the women's WarGames match out of it. So you could do Tiffany, Nia, and maybe like Unholy Union tag together to take on Bayley and Naomi, Bianca, and Jade. Then what would be really cool is then at the very end, you have the heels win, and then you have the cage comes up, and then bang, Tiffany Stratton cashes in on Nia Jax, and she's dummied with like a trash can, and Tiffany's your new champion. Probably not. Also, I don't predict that all of these matches are happening. These are all possibilities because Triple H likes to do like 5 to 7 matches. And WarGames, men's WarGames matches like 40 minutes long. Like, let's be honest here. But I'm looking at your champions. Braun Breaker. Okay, Intercontinental Champion Braun freaking Breaker. I don't see him at WarGames. Who's he fighting? Who's he gonna fight? Damian Priest? Jey Uso again? Not Jey Uso. Jey's in WarGames. So I don't think Braun's gonna make it to WarGames in a match. I think him and like Sheamus could probably redo a series on Raw before or after Survivor Series, and that be their match. LA Knight also is a tricky one because he's got a really good feud going on right now. Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, you got the triple threat for Crown Jewel, and then out of that, with LA Knight, you could give us like LA Knight versus Carmelo one-on-one. I'd like them to honestly just redo the triple threat, but do it like a 3-way elimination match. And then you got the final survivor wins the United States Championship, or put them in like a ladder match. But it's a similar problem where I'm like, I don't see a lot of these titles being on the line. Because I mean, if you got Cody, you got WarGames, Cody, Gunther, Liv, maybe a women's WarGames match. That's 5. Like, you're done. And then the tag team titles across the board. Again, I think the women's tag team titles could be in a WarGames match. If they wanted to go in that direction to give women their own WarGames, that could work. They don't see them in like a standard tag team match. And then on the men's side, the men's tag teams from Raw and SmackDown, no. I think that they could be in tag team title matches before or after Survivor Series. Raw tag titles, no, I don't see them even paying attention to those. And Motor City Machine Guns with the SmackDown WWE championships, tag team championships, I think Motor City Machine Guns would probably be on a title match on SmackDown before. They could do DIY once again. You could do Street Profits, multi-man match. They had a killer ladder match last time they did it, but now you could add in Motor City Machine Guns and maybe do it that way. But the big surprises for Survivor Series WarGames, in my predictions here in my book, is they're gonna give you like 1. And I think the 1 is going to be, not the 1, but it's going to be Final Boss, The Rock. I think he does come out, and that's gonna be the biggest takeaway to set things up going into the Royal Rumble and then into WrestleMania season. What are your picks for Survivor Series WarGames? Let me know. How close or off do you think we're gonna get here? I don't know. But if you guys want to talk more WWE, click this video right here and have yourself a great day. See ya.